Well, like everybody else, appreciate you guys for putting this on for us. Appreciate Swamp Tails and Robbie and Greg and all you guys for what you've done for us. This is a big thing. I've got 20 texts wanting to know where to get it. Parents texting, people wanting to know where to find this morning. So we're up here doing it. This will be my third year. Seems like kind of the theme of the day has kind of been, a lot of people are talking about humble and things like that, being humble. Of course, that's probably the greatest value we can learn and teach is being humble, because me and Greg were on the phone this morning, and wins and losses and all that come and go, but you got to learn how to get back up, because you're going to get knocked back down. You're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days. And part of what me and Greg were talking about this morning, and this is no disrespect to all the really, really, really good coaches and great coaches that have been in this county, but you better be humble, because this is a great group of coaches sitting in this room. Everybody in here, we play just about, a lot of people in this room, and all of them are doing a super job where they're at right now. So that's why you got to be humble, because if you're not humble, getting better today, you're going to get past, or you're going to get knocked back down. You may not find a way to get back up, and that's why you better make sure every day you get up with a desire to work and the desire to be better. Whether that means you're going to be better than that team on that particular day, I don't know. But it does mean if you're getting better, then you're a better version of you than you were yesterday. So that's kind of our group. That's kind of what we have to do. No disrespect to anybody in this room, or no disrespect to our kids, but we don't think that we're a bunch of Division I talent. We just think we're going to go to work and we're going to grind it out, and we're going to be physical, we're going to play hard, and we're going to try to coach these guys to a high level to give themselves a chance to win. And at the end of the day, they kind of sort all that out, and that's a lot like you guys that are in this room that give everything you can for your team. And so that's kind of where I stand before you, humble and super proud to be the head football coach at Susan Moore. And super proud to get to sit in this room, all these Blount County coaches and players, and it's an awesome day for all of us. So brought with me today a couple of fellers here that were first 3 or 4 guys that was right there with me when this thing started. They're both seniors. They're both going to be 3-year starters now. They were going to their 10th grade year when I got there. Make a funny story here and there, but Caleb Bailey is to my left and Tanner Sisson is to my right. I get to Susan Moore. It's the latter part of the summer. It's June, late June, July there, and I don't know any of the kids. And about 4 or 5 of them were there, and Coach Mason, our defense coordinator, introducing me to some of these players' names. And he says Caleb, and he says Trevor and Tanner, and he gives all these names. That's the other guy over here, and he said, this is Eugene, and he just kept going. And so first several days, I thought this was Eugene. And we went on a week or two, and I'm calling him Eugene. I thought, boy, that's a unique name right there, boy. Eugene in the 2000s is you. And finally, one of the guys starts yelling out, Tanner, Sisson, Tanner. And I was like, who is Tanner Sisson? Because I don't know who Tanner Sisson is. This is Eugene. And so that was me and him for several weeks there, and so he's grown a ton. Caleb Bailey over here, he's one of those guys, and I'll come back to both these guys real quick that are with me, but Caleb is kind of that guy that you coaches, you all know who they are, and every team's got a few. Some's got one, some's got several, but he's that guy that's there early. He's that guy that's there late. He's that guy that's standing there waiting for the last thing that needs to be done. He's that guy you think will be a coach with you one day. He's that guy that when you show up, he walks in to see what he needs to do. He's that guy that walks out, and before he leaves, he said, do we need to do anything else, Coach? He's that guy. And so every team's got to have those guys. He's an ultra competitor. Weight room, he don't like to be outdone with nothing in the weight room, so it's one more rep. Out there on the field, very competitive. Them old pancakes, and if somebody gets the best of him, it's watch it, get that whistle ready to blow it early, because he may be trying to get somebody back. And Tanner's the other guy over here. Tanner is the leader, and he is that guy where Caleb will step in the weight room and all those other kinds. He will talk his way and tell them what they need to do. Tanner's the guy that you take him out there, and if you intercept the ball and he's supposed to have caught it, then he wants another rep. If he's coming up to make a tackle and he misses the tackle, he wants another rep at it. But if you put him down there in the gym and you beat him in a game of 21, you're going to be there for about 2 more hours, because he is not going to quit till he beats you. So that's the competitor this guy is. So they're 3-year starters. They both important to me. Obviously, we have 9 seniors that graduated last year. They all started or played on both sides of the ball, one way or the other. So filling those shoes is going to be of utmost importance for us to find a way to redirect those guys that left. We're looking at 11 seniors this year. Those guys have done a great job in the summer. They've worked hard, and again, they know what their competition is, and they know what their competition does, so they better know each day that to be competitive, that they better be working hard. So those 11 seniors have been very instrumental this year in pushing the team. We've had a good camp, so to speak. We've had a couple of camps that we've participated in. We've had our team camp. Things went well there. We started with about 62. We're looking at about 48. And we've had some casualties, that it wasn't for them. And the ones that have stuck with us, we're super proud of them. And we're super proud to keep those guys around. And we're feeling our way out on some of the guys, replacing those 9 seniors that left us. Back to Coach Gillen. What Coach Gillen said is, several close games last year. Our particular team were in several close games, and we won a few of those games. You don't necessarily get those same breaks. There's some luck involved, and so these guys, they won't determine how hard they've worked. All the other teams that we play on the schedule will determine how hard we work. We'll figure that out when we start playing them, because if they've outworked you, maybe they get those bounces this year. If they've outworked you in the summer and you're sitting around patting yourself on the back because you made the playoffs, maybe won 8 games or this or that, well, they'll humble you in a hurry, because you may not get those breaks. If they put that extra 40-yard dash in or run them extra 10 110s, then you may figure that out in the fourth quarter of that game that you didn't pay your dues, and they may earn it from you. So for us, real quick, and I'll kind of lead the questions, but our non-region schedule is difficult. We've got West End, J.B. Pennington, Oneonta, and Cleveland. All of those are well-coached football teams. 3 of those gentlemen are sitting in this room, so we know they're going to be a handful no matter what. So those non-region games right out of the gates are going to be handfuls. Those are great games to prepare you for the playoffs if you're fortunate enough to make it. And then, of course, our region is a slobber knocker. Our region is a hard-nosed, hit you in the mouth kind of region. It's a competitive sand mountain region where everybody's going to hit you. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be well versed in what they're doing. There's only a few changes in the staffs and the schools that we go against. And the last year that we went into that region last year, we were in several close football games. And it comes down to the team that is most disciplined, the team that has paid those dues, and the teams that makes the least mistakes in the fourth quarters give themselves a chance to win. Geraldine won our region. We made a few too many mistakes in that ball game, cost us, so we ended up second in the region. And we drew J.B. Pennington the first round, and Coach Cassidy did a super job, had those guys ready, and they come up there and got a win at our place. And our job this year is to put ourselves back in a position where we can host a playoff game, however we can get there, and it's just find a way to get better today. So that's what we're about, and hopefully we can bring some cheers and excitement and a special season to all of our supporters and fans and community at Susan Moore. They've been tremendous to me and my family, and the coaching staff that I have currently do an awesome job. Super group of coaches. They're family. They treat these players like family. They're role models. Their tongues and how they talk and how they conduct themselves is exactly how I'd want a group of coaches to coach. And they get after it, and they're aggressive, and just proud to be here standing before you today. So these gentlemen here, going forward, they'll go back and they'll lead our guys, and again, we look forward to a great 2019 football season. Any questions?
I asked you this earlier in the last weekend. Your quarterback situation this year, you lose McAvoy last year. Talk about who's going to be the guy this year.
Well, Andrew was he was a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard passer, 30 touchdowns. Obviously, you have to, if you go from Jalen Hurts to Tua, you have to change some things, right? So, depending on what you do there, you've got to put your players in a position to be successful. We've got 2 or 3 guys that we're working on that. I'll give you 3 names that are competing. We feel like Camden Lackey is the veteran of the group. He's been with us the longest, but a lot of coaches may stand in here today and say that each player brings something, and you wish you could combine all of them. And so Camden is a balanced player. Camden Lackey is a junior. He played for us last year, got some reps last year at quarterback. Then we've got Kevin Thomas, who throws the ball really well. And then we had a young man come back this year, Derek Doty, who's physical and does a lot of good things with the football, and he'll be going into 10th grade. Derek had broke his ankle, so he was out last year. So quarterback role, right now Camden's getting the 1 reps. The other 2 guys are competing to see where we go from there. But once we get the pads on, we'll give them another shot, to see if things change there. But right now, going into it, we feel like we've got a leader. But to be honest with you, all 3 of those guys are very close. They learn together. They have meetings together. We sit down and we talk about things together. And right now Camden would be our starter. And then we would just, once we get in pads, if anything changes, we'll sort it out from there.
Any other questions?
All right, appreciate it, guys.
All right.